Now, Elijah says this. Go back again, for what have I done to you? When you actually take a look at that phrase in Hebrew, it seems to be a remark that means this. He comes over, puts the mantle on Elisha. Elisha says, let me go say goodbye to my parents. And Elijah, in a sense, is saying in Hebrew, forget about it. What have I done to you? You should, if you want this, you come now. You don't worry about your parents. You come now or forget about it. That's kind of what he's saying in that phrase. There's a couple of places in the Bible you could look up the Hebrew, and that implication of that phrase is there. So what does he do? So he returned from following him and took the pair of oxen, sacrificed them, and boiled their flesh with the implements of the oxen, and gave it to the people, and they ate. Then he arose, followed Elijah, and ministered to him. So what we have is this. The rabbis say this is the beginning of the Rabbi-Talmud model. Starts here, in this field or another field. But you can imagine if Elisha's here in this field, and Elijah, the great prophet of Israel, of the northern 10 tribes, comes here and says, now you will be my disciple. The rabbis say this is the beginning of what it means to be a disciple of a rabbi. Just as Elisha was going to be a disciple of Elijah. And I want you to notice something in here, and that is this. Elisha has to give it all. A total dedication, burning everything, forgetting about everything, and going forward to be with his rabbi, Rabbi Elijah. The rabbis would say the same thing. Matter of fact, let me get back to that verse, because there's one phrase in there I want to emphasize. Again, that phrase, please let me kiss my mother and my father. Jesus says somewhat the same thing. He's saying, if you want to follow him, but you love your mother and father more than him, forget about it. It's almost as if there's a connection. Now, those people in Jesus' day would have caught that. Because he's saying, just as Elisha all of a sudden expressed his love for his mom and dad and wanted to do that first, Jesus is saying, listen, I know you love your mom and dad, but this is first. So we have some very interesting connections, but this is that beginning of the Rabbi-Talmud model. I wanted to bring you here as we take a look at the potential Tel Abel-Mahola, the potential field of where Elisha was. And the beginning of this series that we want to do is we head up to the Galilee, as we head up where the Rabbi-Talmud model was so practiced so well. And so with this understanding, Peter, James, John, Andrew, they knew this. They knew this story. They knew the Rabbi-Talmud model. They knew what it meant to follow a rabbi. It's total dedication, a total turning away from your old life to a new life, to become just like your rabbi, to become under his authority and to be able to teach in his name. So for us too, are we ready? Are we ready from our normal lives? That when Jesus comes along, he says, you can be like me, you can be my disciple. Church, are we ready for that? A total passionate dedication to be like our Rabbi Jesus. Again, when we take a look at our children, when we take a look at our Sunday school programs, the Sunday school program should not just be a Sunday school program. Think about it. If you're a mom and a dad, think about it if you're a member of the church. You have the opportunity for training the Elishas of the world in his word so that they can come and go out in the name of Jesus. This is huge. It's part of the Shema. Jesus says the Shema, hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God. If you study the whole Shema, it says you will teach your children. This is paramount in this culture. And in our culture, it seems that we've forgotten it. We have pizza parties on Wednesday nights. We have games. The kids never bring their Bibles. They couldn't even memorize John 3:16. If you're a disciple here, you memorize your rabbi's words, all of them. Why do you think Matthew could write down the whole Sermon on the Mount in 3 chapters? He memorized Jesus' words because he had the passion in his heart, passion in his bones to be like him. Church, we need to recapture that as well. So please, we're going to leave Abel-Mahola and we're going to head north to the Sea of Galilee. We'll go visit the hometown of some of the disciples and try to figure out who were these guys. What were they like? What does it take to be a disciple of the greatest rabbi of all, our Yeshua, our Jesus? Shalom.